Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.
We are in episode 2 of our spring cleaning confessions with Danny Rearranged. When you're done with this video, go check out Danny. I will put a link to her channel in the description box. Together we are deep cleaning our homes while getting a little bit deep with some of the things we struggle with, our insecurities. Today I'd like to share with you one of my biggest insecurities, and that is my home. I'm also going to share with you how God has been working through that insecurity and has turned it into something really cool. Today's spring cleaning, we are focused on the living room. We're going to be doing a deep clean. I'm going to be working through a checklist that I have also made available for you guys. You can find that in the description box. You have my permission to white out whatever it is you don't want to do or cross off whatever you've done recently. But I figured it would be fun if we could do it together. I hope to get to most items on this checklist. We didn't get to everything on the last video, and that's okay. We'll either get to it today or we will save it for another day, okay? Because we're not about perfection here. It's all about the progress, and we always make progress. We are starting out at the very top with the ceiling fan. I bought this duster, I don't know, a while back, and it has like a hole in it, and it's meant to go around the blade to like give the blade a full thorough cleaning. But I don't know if the blades on this fan were too wide or what, but I could not get the blade into the hole to save my life. So you're gonna get to see me struggle trying to dust this fan without it moving, and we get it done. I wanted to make a quick note about the checklist. I had the bright idea to go ahead and create a blank version so you can fill in your own items. I'm also going to keep the blank version for myself too, for whenever I'm doing home resets or deep cleaning. And I'll just fill in whatever it is that I want to do for that cleaning. As I mentioned in the last spring cleaning video, I try and use spring cleaning for jobs that I do not get to in the regular routine cleaning maintenance. So I try and say, okay, this is my time to tackle those areas. So dusting the fan, cleaning the blinds, washing the windows, wiping down and getting under the furniture, because y'all, it is alarming. You will get to see under those couches, and we always find treasure, always. All right, I want to go ahead and just dive right on into the meat and potatoes of this video, the main topic of this video, that being my home, my biggest insecurity probably for the last 2 decades, and how this YouTube channel would have never come to be without it. All right, I'm going to start by sharing a Bible verse with you. If you're new here, yes, I do share quite a bit about my relationship with God, and do not want that to scare you away, because my mission on this channel is for you to walk away feeling loved and encouraged, especially if you're going through things that are keeping you down. I want this channel to be a light in a dark world, and as much as I would love for all my friends to have the freedom I have found in Christ, I understand that's not everyone's journey. And I'm not here to force that on you. So any bit of my sharing of him is only to share what he has done for me on this path I'm on. So here's the Bible verse. It's 2 Corinthians 12. And if you can, go read all of 12, because it really applies to this video. But the verses that I want to read are verses 9 through 10. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, difficulties. For when I'm weak, then I am strong. If there was one Bible verse for this channel, it would be that. When I started this channel, I had originally planned to just keep it surface level, talk about homeschooling stuff. I had just completed my first year of homeschooling, and I was just going to document my journey, talk about curriculum choices, share fun activities that we do. And one day, I just was so overwhelmed by the stuff in my house that I started decluttering. And because that had taken such a precedence and I was hyper focusing on decluttering my home, I thought I better film this so I can have content to put out. Well, that blew up and I had no idea. And I really encourage you guys, I will try and link the playlist, my first decluttering playlist, at the end of this video so you guys can check that out and see where it all started and how bad it was when we started. Anyways, I had no idea those videos were going to take off quite like they did. And this is why I truly believe it was a God thing. Because there is nothing special about me. Nothing at all. Except for maybe the degree of the mess. That was pretty special. But anyway, this is how God will take your biggest insecurity and turn it into something really cool. My earliest recollection of being embarrassed by my home goes all the way back to when I was a teenager. This is the age when you're going over to friends' houses, having sleepovers, and you really see the difference in living environments. And I really wouldn't say our home was that bad. My parents worked long hours. When they were home, they were running us 4 kids around to our extracurricular activities. So, this is a very ordinary situation. It was just, the usual clutter, last night's dinner dishes in the sink, maybe the trash needs to go out. I'm just sharing this with you because I think this is where it started. When I walked into my friends' homes, it felt peaceful. It smelled nice, or just didn't smell like last night's dinner. And I just started to become uncomfortable with bringing them over to my house. It's amazing how us girls, and maybe guys too, I know there's a few guys that watch my channel, but it's amazing how early on we start the comparison game. So that's where it started. Then I go on to college. My very first roommate was the type of person that never left a dirty dish in the sink. Didn't ever have anything on the counter. So imagine growing up, not having any real cleaning expectations or cleaning routines, and moving in with someone like that. So this is where the seed starts to get planted that, I'm horrible, okay? Because that's ultimately what I started to tell myself because I didn't know how to keep a clean house. I've always wanted a clean house, but the only way I knew how to do it is when I started to feel the clutter and the mess around me, I would just marathon clean. I had no real concept of how important daily routines are. Little routines that you build into your day were at this point. I didn't go on to learn that till probably 4 years ago. I'll be honest with you. When I found the fly lady and I started trying to practice some of her techniques. Anyway, I only lived 1 year with that first roommate. It was a terrible experience. And I'm so grateful to have met a friend my freshman year of college who kind of lived similar to me. We had very similar cleaning styles. We didn't mind if there was a dish in the sink, but we also both tried to be respectful of each other's space and not let it get out of control. And so I really appreciated that friend because it was a little bit of a redeeming situation for me where I thought, okay, maybe that was just a special situation with that first roommate. Now I have someone who is similar to me. Maybe I'm not so horrible. Fast forward to meeting and marrying Steven. We were actually really I hate to say it, but we were really bad for each other in this area because he too didn't know how to clean. His mom and dad are very tidy people, but I guess he just didn't pick up what they were modeling for him. Anyway, I sort of took on the role that I'm going to take this on for you as a loving partner. I tried to keep that up, but you know what? No routines, low standards myself, too messy people. That was an unrealistic thing to put on myself. Visiting his parents, I knew his mom prioritized a clean home. And as her daughter-in-law who had taken on the role of taking care of her son, I didn't want to disappoint her. Well, again, no routines, low standards, too messy people. I did not stand a chance. And then add 3 kids, health issues, forget it. Now don't worry, we're going to get to the happy part. But I have one last story because this is the story that finally broke me and birthed this channel. Okay, it's 2019. I am in the thick of my depression. I feel sick most days, and I hadn't yet had a diagnosis yet. I have 3 small children, I homeschool, and I run a business on the side. I was drowning. So against my better judgment, knowing that I had a hard time keeping up a home, I let a close friend who cleans houses for a living in. Starts out great. I couldn't believe how great my home felt. It was so nice to have help. I shared everything with this woman. I shared, and I thanked her and all that. Well, eventually I noticed a shift in her attitude. She started telling me that she was going to charge my kids for not picking up after themselves. And I was like, okay, well, I felt really awkward about, but I let it go, and it just got worse from there. Basically, it ended with her telling me that I'm a horrible wife and mom because I don't train my husband and my kids to pick up after themselves. So it just solidified all the intrusive thoughts I've had about myself up until this point. Now, there was some truth to that. I hadn't done a very good job teaching my kids how to pick up after themselves. But I had no idea how to pick up after myself to begin with. Like I said, I was not taught these things. So now I'm at a crossing point. I can let that interaction send me further deeper down into the dark hole, or I could let it empower me. And guess what I did? I let it empower me. So began my research on how to keep a home tidy. I began watching YouTubers, which led me to the Fly Lady. I really picked up a lot of good things from her. I credit her a lot for the routines that I have established now today. It was also at this point that I fell down the hole of cleaning YouTubers and really found a lot of motivation from them to clean my home, which then dominoed into starting my own YouTube channel, which I thought was going to be about homeschooling. But the Lord had other plans for this channel. One decluttering series later, and it was obvious the direction I needed to go. That declutter series broke me a few times. Tears were shed a lot, some of which were caught on camera. Here are some of the things the Lord has taught me through this process. First, stop comparing yourself. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's beginning is different. Everyone's end is different. And you know what? Someone is looking at you right now wishing they could be like you in some way. Second, you will go through seasons of life where a clean home may not be in the cards. Health, kids, time. Don't hold yourself to unrealistic standards. Third, if things are feeling out of control, you do not need to fix it all right now, okay? If you try, you will either hurt yourself or burn yourself out. I promise you it will not end well. Focus on building small, productive routines. Bring your family along. They will learn alongside you. If you start small, you will build up that momentum. And last and most importantly, pay close attention to the things you say yourself. There's a reason I end every video with say something kind to yourself. Because there was one point where I did not say kind things to myself. You want to make sure that the words you are telling yourself are life-giving and not life-sucking. You are so much more than what your house looks like. And I know he has many more lessons in store for me because I still have a lot of growing to do in this area of my life. And I plan to continue to share it all on this channel. I hope you'll join me. Okay, I had to get that rug out of here. It just needs a deep, deep cleaning or needs to be replaced. So we're gonna have to go without a rug for a little bit. But I don't mind it. It feels so much cleaner without that rug in here. I know we're doing a living room spring clean, but I don't ever feel like my living room is truly clean if these windows are dirty. I'm gonna take the time to clean these real quick. It's actually really easy. It's probably more work collecting all the supplies than it is actually doing the windows. We have these humongous, beautiful windows on the back side of our house, and I always clean them once a year, usually around this time, although I wouldn't recommend doing it in the middle of pollen season. But that always seems to be when I do it because it's right before it gets too hot to be out here. But when I'm cleaning the living room and looking out these gorgeous windows and I start seeing, you know, them start to fog up and, you know, collect the dust and debris on the outside of the windows, my living room just does not feel clean. So this was a must. It's not hard. As you can see, I just grabbed my mop. This thing comes in handy so much. I have Dawn dish soap in the mop bucket, and I'm just scrubbing it on. It was particularly windy, so it was drying pretty quick on the windows. The purpose of this step is the Dawn dish soap does a great job cleaning the windows, lifting the dirt up that is stuck on there. And then you'll see here in a second, I come back with my window e-cloth and a bowl of water, and I just rinse using that, and it works great. It's also surprisingly fairly low effort, but it does the trick and it gets the windows nice and shiny. The footage on this window clean was only 10 minutes long. That's how quick this was. When we originally moved into this house, this far window over here that I'm wiping down now it had a layer of mineral deposits on here. Nothing could get it off. Not Dawn dish soap, not regular window cleaner. I had to take a strong bathroom cleaner to spray it on, let it soak in, and use elbow grease to get it off. And I had to do it a couple of times. And so ever since then, I've just told myself, you got to do this every year. Because here in Texas, I don't know what is in the rainwater or in the humidity, but it will deposit minerals onto your windows.
Wish I could say I was finally...
Okay, I probably shouldn't have crossed off couches or windows, but we're more than halfway done on that. So I just have to do the inside windows and one love seat. I didn't get behind that. The blinds and the window seals definitely need my attention, so we do need to get to that during this spring cleaning. So we're gonna just pick up where we left off in the next spring cleaning episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to go check out Danny's channel. I believe she's working on spring cleaning some bathrooms. So if you're in need of some bathroom deep cleaning motivation, she is your gal today. Don't forget to go say something kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next one.